everyone. This is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Introduction to Microeconomics at Ozarka College. Today what I'm going to do is give you some feedback on the Chapters 3 and 4 activities that I finished grading this morning. And then I'm going to tell you what we've got coming up due next week for Chapters 5 and 6. Alright, so first thing is, like I said, I did finish grading the Chapters 3 and 4 activities this morning. Overall, most of you did well on those activities. Like I always tell you, keep up the good work. It's obvious most of you are putting the time and effort in that's required to succeed in this class, and I really appreciate that, so keep up the good work. Now, I did notice there were just a few of you who, on the assignment, on the question that asked you about the law of demand and to kind of explain the relationship between demand and quantity demanded, and the things that can cause a shift of the demand curve, and the one variable that can cause a change in quantity demanded. There were a few of you who had some problems explaining that information, and so what I've done is I have created a video that explained what I was looking for in the answer to that question on the assignment. And I posted it right here under announcements on the main page in my Ozarka for this course. And so when you have some time in the next couple of days, I'd like you to watch that. Even those of you that did well on that question on the assignment would probably find it beneficial to watch that video because it may give you a little bit different perspective on that concept than what the book indicated and what you got from the videos. And so I would highly recommend watching that video just to kind of make sure that you completely understand demand and quantity demanded, and those basic principles of prices and so forth in markets, so that you'll understand that to be able to kind of build on what we've learned so far this semester and discuss some of the things that we're going to be talking about in Chapters 5 and 6 and also later chapters this semester. So, like I said, take some time to watch that. Let me know if you have any questions at all. All right. Now, on the discussion that we had for Chapters 3 and 4 that dealt with the market for professional basketball, I thought that went very well. I really enjoyed reading everyone's comments, and hopefully the information that I provided on the discussion helped you to better understand how prices are determined in certain markets, like the market for NBA players in this case. All right? So, and hopefully you found that discussion interesting as well. I think most of you did. I always have fun with those discussions. Hopefully you are as well. And hopefully it helps you to kind of take the concepts that we're learning about in the chapters of the textbook and also in the videos and actually apply it to an actual, in this case, an actual real market with real demand and supply and prices and so forth. Okay? All right. So, like I said, keep up the good work on the discussions. I thought most of you did very, very well on that. The Chapters 3 and 4 test, most of you did well on that. But like I always remind you of, you can take those tests as many times as you want to up until the due date, and your highest grade is automatically recorded on those. So just kind of keep that in mind. Let me know if you have questions about that. All right, so that's Chapters 3 and 4. So like I said, keep up the good work on your activities for this class. Now, what we've got coming up due next, if we go to the activities page in my Ozarka, right now we're on the kind of the tail end of week 3, right? We're about to finish up here in the next few days, week 3. And then next week is week 4, and that's when the chapters 5 and 6 activities are due. Specifically, they're due kind of towards the end of next week, specifically Friday, February 14th, which is basically a week from tomorrow. So you've got just a little over a week to be working on those activities. But don't wait until late next week to get started, because these assignments or these activities will take some time to work through. All right. These chapters 5 and 6 are the first chapters that we've covered this semester that actually kind of branch out into microeconomic concepts. So far, in chapters 1 through 4 that we've looked at so far are just basic economic concepts that are going to be true whether you're studying macro or microeconomics. But in this particular set of chapters that we're going to be looking at now, 5 and 6, are the very first chapters where we're branching out into the specific topic of microeconomics. Okay? Now, specifically in chapter 5, we're going to be looking at something that's very critical to understand in microeconomics, which is the elasticity of demand and supply. All right? Now, as we learned in chapter 4, when we learned about the law of demand, we know that there's an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. And then on the supply side, we learned that there's a positive or direct relationship between price and quantity supplied. But what we haven't kind of dealt with yet, or tried to understand yet, is how much the quantity demanded is going to change when price changes, or how much the quantity supplied is going to change when price changes. And that's what we will cover in chapter 5. There are some products that have an inelastic demand, which means any elasticity in economics is just another name for responsiveness. It's how responsive, for example, quantity demanded is to price changes. And we need to know how responsive consumers are going to be to price changes, so that as a business we know what the best price is to charge in the market. And going back to what I was saying a minute ago, there are some goods that have an inelastic demand, and in the chapter it will discuss some of those and define what that means. But inelastic just means there's not as much of a change in quantity demanded when there's a change in price. So, for example, if price falls by 5%, but the increase in quantity demanded is only 3%, then we would call that an inelastic demand. Okay? And then there's also an elastic demand, where the quantity demanded actually increases more than the price drop as a percentage. And so that's what chapter 5 deals with, is elasticity of demand and supply. And then chapter 6 covers utility analysis and consumer choice. So in addition to elasticity of demand and supply affecting prices, something else that we need to be aware of when we're studying microeconomics is how consumers actually make economic choices as far as which goods and services to buy with their limited resources. And that's where utility analysis comes in. And utility, remember, is the term that we used when we talked about what drives consumer or household decision making. What they're trying to do when they're trying to make when they're making economic decisions is they're trying to maximize utility. And another name for utility is satisfaction. So that's what you'll learn about in chapter 6. All right? And so that's really all I have for you for today. So be working on chapters 5 and 6 activities. Again, they're due Friday of next week, which is February 14th. And So enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend, and I will talk to you again, probably not next week since our work is due Friday of next week. It'll probably be early the following week before I'll make another video for you. But I will see you then. Thank you.